Hi, everybody. I just wanted to thank you for being here today. My name is Diane Purdy, and I'll be hosting this webinar today for everybody. I'll be covering the topic of how to visualize and feel connected with the universe as one, as well as feeling of inadequacy. Now, I'm sure we can all relate to those kind of feelings. I see so many people who apologize for being themselves. And you'll ask, how do they do this? First of all, we have to stop opening our videos and webinars with comments that are disempowering and contain an apology. I mean, what are we apologizing for? I hear too often someone say something like, please excuse me, or forgive me, I'm not good at this, or please excuse me, this is my first time, blah, 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 blah. Why do we do this? I reckon it's because we don't have enough confidence in ourselves. Whoa, and there we have Michelle. Welcome, Michelle. Sorry.
Hi, Di.
All right, so as I said, why do we do these kind of things? Why are we apologizing and making these kind of comments at the beginning of our webinars? And I believe it's because we lack self-confidence and love. So lacking confidence and having poor self-images, of inadequacy and lack of self-worth, we need to love ourselves. You need to love yourself, own yourself, and be proud of it. Only then can you learn to love others. Only then can you also start to be your true, authentic self. And if you battle with self-love, then you need to do more mirror work. And I'm sure that Michelle will agree with that one. We're always getting told by our mentors and by our leaders to learn to love ourselves, and mirror work is one of the things that one of our mentors is very good on enforcing that we do. But you need to use it in such a way that you actually use your name. For example, I would say, Diane, you are lovable. You are loved by many. I love you, Diane. Diane, you're worthy of love. By doing this, you're actually engaging yourself, and you need to be looking at yourself in the mirror, because if you don't make eye contact with yourself, you're not having any impact at all. So it's pointless standing in front of the mirror going, yeah, I love myself, I love myself. It's not going to have the impact that it needs to have for you to change the way you feel about yourself. And all of these things will take time. It takes a minimum of 30 days for anything that we do to actually start having an impact on who it is that we are. Now, I had hoped to have a bigger panel, in which case I would have had more interaction and asked more questions and for feedback. I can't read the comments in the live stream below and do the presentation. So unfortunately, I can ask comments and get people to just write them in the comments. Ask questions and get them to write them in the comments, but I won't be able to monitor or manage those as well. Right. So I'm sure you can all agree that if we think about it, if we leave water unattended, it goes stagnant, stale, and off. So naturally, we need to nurture ourselves. You need to nurture your mind. You need to love yourself. No one else can truly love you until you love you. I know that seems a little bit strange, but it's true. No one can love you until you love yourself. So, okay, we're all just energy and vibrations, and I hopefully hope that all of you can agree with that. If you're in Black Ops, I know that you will agree with that, because it's something that we hear all the time from our leaders and from our mentors, that the universe works with us and we're all part of vibrations. So I'd like to take all of us through a sort of exercise to demonstrate this and get us to engage with our minds and visualization as a combination, bringing them together as one to start off with. So let's just picture ourselves riding a wave on a surfboard. So you're on the surfboard riding down this wave. What are you? Now see yourself on the surfboard. What are you? Are you the surfer? Are you the board? Are you the wave? Are you the ocean? Or are you a drop of water in the ocean? Think about this and write your comments below in the feed. And perhaps, Michelle, you'd like to pop out and give us your version of what you see yourself in that situation.
Hey, Diane. Thanks for having me on. So just to recap the situation again. The
I
mirror.
can't hear you, sorry.
Oh,
sorry, yeah, carry on.
okay. Sorry. I'm not sure why that happened. So to recap, in regards to the mirror work and not feeling positive in yourself.
No, if you're envisaging yourself on a wave, are you the surfer, the surfboard, the wave?
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I missed that. I've got some errors happening on my control room. Okay, so the wave, I would see myself riding the wave, definitely on the surfboard, though I tend to fall off quite a lot. I'm not a surfer, but I do fall off. But I know that you need to get back on again, and as much as it, sometimes it's hard work to get back on the board,
Yeah.
but it's just a case, you're either going to sink or swim, and if you don't get back on your board and try again, then you're just going to end up getting eaten by a shark. I'm just trying to think how. I'm just picturing like me on a wave, relating it to the business. But yes, I mean I've fallen off a couple of times, and now I feel I'm on the board and I'm riding the wave because I'm incorporating a lot of personal development, mindset work, etc. Every day in what I'm doing. So I feel
Part of the wave.
like I'm riding the wave.
Awesome, thanks for that. Okay, now that I found that's interesting. So Michelle sees herself as the rider on the wave. Now I'll bring us back to where we are all vibrations. We're all connected to all and everything as one. Okay? So you are everything. You are vibrationally connected to everything. So therefore you're the surfer, you're the board, you're the wave, you're the ocean, you're even the drop in the ocean, and you're the shore that we're heading towards. And remember that water contains our DNA. So it knows our every experience, it knows our every emotion, it knows where we have been, and it knows what we have done. Even our rainwater eventually finds its way through the sewers, to the rivers, down to the ocean. So we just need to remember that even though we envisage ourselves as the rider riding the wave, we need to remember that we are all connected. So we're part of the whole flow. We can't just stand in isolation of just being the surfer, because then you're not truly connected with your power. Okay? So thanks for sharing that, Michelle. Now I'd like to visualize yourself surfing down the wave, and you're the surfer, and you've got this powerful wave underneath of you, and you're heading towards the shore. What does it feel like? Describe it, feel it, see it. What is happening to you as you can actually, if you feel yourself on that board and the wind's rushing past you and you're cruising down, and you're just coming out of maybe a pipe, a tube, whatever they call these things. What are you feeling in your body? For me, I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling exhilarated. I've got the water spraying around me. I can smell the salt. I've got the air rushing past me. I can feel all of that because it's all part of who I am in the situation that I'm in. So, and I can also feel through these energies that I'm feeling empowered. I'm feeling stronger, and I'm feeling energized and alive. And why is it happening? It's because we're actually connecting with the current situation that we're in, and we're allowing ourselves to be touched by everything around us. And this is where I want to head with this, is that, we need to be not just playing at this. This is a serious thing. We are all connected, and we are connected with everything. So we need to start using our creative side and starting to visualize things, and not just thinking about them, but imagining ourselves in the situation, because that's when you truly connect, and that's truly when you start getting the power within you. Okay. We also need to remember that our language is a form of vibrations as well, and that vibrations is a form of language. Our feelings and our emotions are therefore very powerful, because they connect with not only our vibrations but also with our language and our words. Our vibrations are operated on feelings, which means we need to be focusing on our feelings to be able to change what's happening in our life at the moment today. It's not so much the words, but the words that we use impact our feelings. And I'll take you through this now. It's, you know, I'd like to go back where we started in the video, where we've got a feeling of insecurity and anxiety. And, you know, we're petrified to step out of our comfort zones and do webinars, and we start apologizing to everybody for things that we haven't even done yet. Get over it. You know, how do these type of feelings make you feel? No, honest here. Think about this. When you sit there and start saying, I'm so very sorry for this, please forgive me, this is my second webinar and I'm really not sure what to do. How do you feel inside? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling energized? Are you feeling like you can take control of everything? I don't think so. Because these feelings and these emotions that you are having when you're saying that are throwing you out of your balance. And what I mean by that means that you're no longer aligned with who you truly are, your true essence of who you are, because you're not owning up to who you are and standing up to who you are. You're too conscious of what other people are thinking, and you're trying to emanate what you think they want you to be. So you're oscillating out of control. You're all over the place, and you're not connected with your true authentic self in this state. You're not at one with your energies or your vibrations, and you don't feel happy. So we need to change that. Okay? So some people, when they get into these kind of states and they have stage fright or whatever, they get nauseous, they get scared, and their body just goes totally otherwise, and they fall apart. And it can be very, very daunting, but we need to remember that your body is your barometer of where you are in your vibrational state of oneness at that time, and that you can control it. It's okay to feel anxious, it's okay to feel nervous, and it's okay to oscillate, but we need to be able to catch ourselves doing that and bring ourselves back. So when you're angry, frustrated, or generally pissed off at life or people, you're allowed to do that occasionally, your vibrations are rising in a negative way, and it doesn't make you feel good. I'm sure you agree on that one, okay? And I'm sure that you've all experienced it sometime or other in your life. But when this happens, you need to find something that will help you to recenter yourself. So, you know, we're human. We can't all walk the line of total oneness all the time. It's physically impossible. Nobody can do it. We all, somewhere on the line, will trip up and oscillate, but we need to be in the correct level of awareness to be able to say, whoops, something's going wrong here. I'm not feeling comfortable about this. And we need to find something that triggers ourselves to bring us back. Now, in hypnosis, you'll hear a lot of people clicking fingers. We're talking. That's a trigger for them when they're hypnotizing people, is that they've connected that person. Every time they click their fingers, something will subconsciously happen in that person's mind. Now, I'm not saying walk around clicking your fingers all day. That will be a little bit over the top. But we as individuals, you know, we can think of something that takes us back to a happy space, a happy time, a happy emotion. And when we change that emotional state, we change our state of mind. Yeah, I know we hear it a lot and we go, yeah. But that's why I've been taking you through riding a wave, is to try and get you to actually understand that you need to physically connect that to be able to change your state. Yeah, I've been doing law of attraction and quantum physics and that now for 3 years. And I can honestly say I've heard it all, and I keep going, yep, I understand. But I've never grasped the concept of it until 2 weeks ago. And it all fell into place for me. Now this, it's changing habits is hard and being able to understand, but if you can truly grasp the connectivity between your emotions and your physical well-being and your words, your life changes. Okay, so we feel yourself oscillating or getting out of control, we need to stop. We need to work out where that trigger is coming from. And we need to find that happy place that we can go to that can then change our state. It's okay to oscillate. We're all going to do it, and it's not going to disappear. You'll always just become less and less and less and less, and not so intense. But we need to understand that, even when we're talking to others, having a conversation, how do you experience that? Are you associated or are you disassociated from that discussion? Think about that. Do you find yourself being in the discussion, or are you an observer of the discussion? Michelle, if you thought about that, would you say that you are a participant in discussions, or are you an observer in discussions?
I was very much an observer in discussion. I would be a sit on the fence kind of girl and just see what would unfold. Now I'm more of a participant, and I that's purely has come down to being in this business and the trainings that I've had, the mindset work, and being able to step into a leadership role has given me, just given me more confidence to be more of a participant.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, more of a participant than sitting on the fence like I used to and observe. Okay. On that note, I'm really sorry. I am going to have to shoot off because I've got my kindy run. So
no worries. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you.
I'll leave my video on so like I'm still here.
Okay. Thanks. Ciao.
Thank you.
Okay, so ideally, we need to be both players and observers in life and conversations. We need to be totally present in the conversation, connecting with what the other person is saying, but also an observer of what we are feeling. So it's not a matter of just being an observer to things. We need to actually be part of what is happening around us to truly be able to experience it. Now I'm going to ask you to move back into the scenario of the surfer on the wave. Only this time I want you to become the wave and feel what that feels like for you. That huge mass of water rolling down towards the shore. Note that feeling within yourself. What does that feel like? Visualize this wave and picture yourself being in it at some point or other in your life. And if you haven't, well, you've seen them in videos, and just imagine what it's like to be that wave and feel that. Okay, you should be experiencing the feeling of being part of all, the wave, the ocean, and the power that it generates. Your energy and feelings should be lighter and charged. Mine are anyway. So I hope yours are. How does it feel? Step into that feeling. How does that feel for you? Michelle, I think you've still got your mic on.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I was getting everything ready. Okay, bye.
So now I want to ask you a question. As you are here listening to this webinar, it means that you are somehow consciously aware that we are vibrations and therefore all connected in one way or another. Understand how the universe works, how you've changed in the course of the past 6 months. And I have a question for you. Are you starting to use different language in your day-to-day life? And how's that working out for you? Through the changes in your languages that we use and the words that we choose to speak with now, they're more positive, they're more loving, and they've got an attitude of gratitude. And we're shifting our vibrations to a higher and lighter level. Our language becomes more caring, more loving, more forgiving, And we are then able to make decisions easier and clearer. Sounds odd, but if you think about it, if you are truly walking down the path of wanting to become oneness and embrace your vibrations and be a part of everything, then you would have found that your language has changed, and you would have found that you have moments of feeling lighter and brighter. And it's those moments that they're the ideas we need, they empower us to take the action that we need and make decisions that we do at the time. As our vibrations increase, so our judgment falls away. And we are able to make changes. You know, the changes in our lives through the decisions that we make, they form our destination and outcomes. And all this happens as our vibration grows stronger and stronger. We're becoming more one with the universe. We're becoming more able to shape our lives. And as our vibrations become increased, our judgment falls away. We become more of that self first. Now, riding the wave of discernment will decease our awareness, and what we are able to experience increases. And you can take that and put it back to the example of riding the wave. If you are in control of what's happening around it, you can change that wave. You can mold it to be a bigger wave, to have more power. You can change it to be a smaller wave, to have a safer ride. You can pull it further away from the shore, it means you've got a longer run in. There's so many things that you can do when you're actually riding the wave of self first. So you need to work on yourself first, and we need to love ourselves before we can love others. And if we don't love ourselves and truly own who we are, we cannot connect with our vibration and those of others. We won't be able to connect globally with others at the same level that we'd like to. Law of attraction will happen, but maybe not in the way that we'd like it to. Life will continue to throw obstacles in our path to teach us lessons until we can realize that we are our own self and we need to love who we are as we are today. We grow and we change and we learn, as our mentors tell us to, but we're doing it in a positive way. But we need to first accept who we are and where we are today. Okay, so how do you respond when things challenge you or something is said that does not resonate with you? Think about that. We all come across that. Somebody says something out of the blue and you go, wow, where did that come from? Yeah. And when that happens to you, do you notice the imbalance, the turmoil that's going through you at that time? This is because you're almost being rebirthed through the other person. Yeah, I'll say that again. It's almost like at that moment you're being rebirthed through the other person. You're seeing yourself in them. There is something that you do that you don't like that you see in them. So we need to find this judgment that we are experiencing within ourselves and move our awareness of discernment. And if we can, because discernment is a much lighter emotion, it means that we're not standing in judgment against that behavior within that person, and we're becoming more accepting of ourselves. This is what bringing about the change in ourselves is all about. Every time we see a bit of ourselves we don't like in someone else, we need to identify that and then work on that behavior. It takes a lot of hard work and practice to form these new habits. And I'll be summarizing that shortly for you. So what we experience above discernment is total clarity and understanding. It's unconditionally in that person is me, and in me is that person. It's a very high level to get to, and not many people actually attain it. We're always striving to get there. Okay? So don't feel because you are not 100% in balance that you haven't got there, because every little step that you take, it's making your life that much easier, and it means that what you're desiring in life is getting that much closer and that much easier to attain. Okay? So focus on what you do want in the world. You can change the momentum of your wave. As I said before, you can change the size of the wave you're riding. You can change the direction it's going in. You can, do whatever you want, because you need to be open to exploring new ways of understanding for yourself. And remember, be gentle with yourself. There's only one of you. Okay, so now, heading up towards the end of the year, I want you to set your own vibrational intention for the end of the year. And you're going, Di, seriously, we're heading into November and Christmas time? That's the whole point. You see, because then next year you can look back and see how much things have changed through your intentions. Don't move into Christmas sliding into a slumber because the system encourages us to slow down, party, and not focus on our desires. Instead, work at increasing your light within you from now into the new year. Don't hang onto the things that no longer serve you. Let them go, as the new year will bring more vibrational changes into your life. As you know, those of you who are in Black Ops, that our mentors and leaders tell us we all need to be open to the universe and do our daily activities to help us grow in these areas. We've just been over a metaphor of which is enabling us to connect ourselves with the universe. So if you need to go back to that, remember the exercise of being a surfer on the surfboard in the wave, being part of the ocean and feeling the power within that, and use that in your exercises. Come up with examples for yourself that maybe resonate more with you than the one that I've given you. But it's a way of handling it. And I just want you to remember that to form any new habit, you need to do it at least for 30 days, every day without fail, for 30 days. During the first 1 to 10 days, you'll generally find that the new habit is unbearable. It's an absolute pain to do. But then between day 11 and 20, this shift to becoming uncomfortable but bearable, which means it's easier to handle and do. And then finally, sometime between day 21 and 30, you suddenly realize how awesome this new habit is, and it becomes unstoppable. Your wave is just unstoppable. So keep practicing and the shift will happen. Should you not be in Black Ops, click the link below and join us on our amazing journey to personal growth and financial freedom. Thank you all for attending today, and remember that you are amazing too, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side. And thank you so much for being here today, and wish you all the best. Thanks. Cheers for now. Bye.